What is up, everybody? My name is Hello. Welcome back to the channel. We're doing Codeforces problems in Python. By the way, today's episode we're going to do problem 996A, which is called Hit the Lottery. Let's go ahead and read through this problem and then attempt to solve it. Okay. So Alan has a lot of money. He has $N in the bank. For security reasons, he wants to withdraw it in cash. We will not disclose the reasons here. Okay. The denominations of the bills are 1, 5, 10, 20, 100. What is the minimum number of bills Alan could receive after withdrawing his entire balance? Okay. So we're going to withdraw Alan's entire balance and we're going to try to minimize the amount of bills or notes that he gets. So input is going to be a single number, which is going to be the balance that Alan has, and then you output with the minimum number of bills. Okay. How do you solve this problem? Let's go ahead and go to the whiteboard so that we can look at this a bit better. All right, so this is a greedy problem. Okay, what do I say by greedy is generally in greedy problems you try to minimize or maximize something, and here you're going to be maximizing the or minimizing the amount of notes with respect to the bill values. Okay, so 1, 5, 10, 20 and 100. Okay, so for my for understanding this better, I'm going to be assuming all of these are rupee notes. Okay, if you want you can do as rubles or dollar or whatever you want. Okay, so let us say this Alan fellow has 1500 rupees in his bank. Now he needs them in these denominations minimum as possible. What will you do? Try to think about it intuitively. As a bank teller, what will you do? If you want to minimize the number of notes, you're going to give him 15 stacks of 100 rupee. Sorry, not stacks, 15 notes of 100 rupees, right? So that's the minimum way. So the minimum will always be the highest possible value. Does that make sense? Okay, now I'm going to modify this a bit. Now I'm going to do 1520. Okay, so how will you solve for this? Now here, when I look at how do you solve for this case, mathematically, you will say something like I'm going to do 1500, divide this by 100, I get the value 15, right? And the remainder will be 0 here. Now in this case, when you look at it, what will be the minimum that you can give here? It's going to be, of course, 15 notes of 10 followed by one note of 20. That is the minimum. So the answer is going to be 16 notes, correct? And how do you solve for this now? Well, you first do the same thing. So when you do 15, 20, divide this by 100, and you're going to get quotient as 15 and then remainder as 20. Correct? So this value, we can go ahead and add to the answer. So the answer is now 15. What do I do to this remainder value? Okay, you'll say again, I'm going to divide this by the next possible highest value, which will be 20 by 20. And I'm going to get quotient is equal to 1, remainder is equal to 0. And I add this quotient to the answer. Therefore, the answer is 16. Okay, now I'm going to repeat the same thing. Now instead of 1520, I'm going to do something like 15230. Okay, same thing will repeat again. Instead of the remainder is 0, the remainder is going to be 10 here, and then you will divide this by 10, which is the next highest, right? There the quotient will be 1, so the answer will become 17. Now if I change the answer question to 1535, what happens? Well, that's the same thing. You add one more layer, right? So now the quotient will be, so the remainder will be 5. So you're going to be dividing by the next highest, which is 5, and then you'll get the answer 1, remainder 0. Therefore the answer is 18. Now, well, finally let us solve for one final case. It's going to be 1537. Okay, and based on our similar logic, we're going to try and work this out. The first thing is going to be, I'm going to divide this value by 100 and I get the answer 15, and the remainder of what? I get the remainder 37. Okay, so this 37, again I will divide this by 20. I'm going to get 1 as quotient, and the remainder is going to be 17. Then what I will do, I will divide this 17 by 10. I will get a quotient of 1 and a remainder of 7. This 7 I will divide by 5. I will get a quotient of 1 and a remainder of 2. The 2 I'm going to be dividing by 1 because that is the lowest denomination possible here. But also this means that since we are dividing by 1, for all questions you will get an answer. The answer is going to be some value, because when you divide by 1, there is not going to be any remainder. So the quotient is going to be 2 and the remainder is going to be 0. Now how do I find the answer here? Just go ahead and add all these values. It's going to be 15, 16, 17, 18 and 20. This is how you solve this problem. So if you understand what I said right now, go ahead and try this out yourself. It's going to be a nice learning experience. You're still facing difficulties. Let's go ahead into the code and understand how to do this. So the first thing is going to be our balance. Let's go ahead and input the balance. Okay. What is the next steps? Create an integer called answer and then set it to 0. Let's go ahead and divide by 100. Initially, that's what we did, right? So this balance, right? Now we need to find out the quotient and remainder. Quotient and remainder. There is no way to directly do that in code. So what we will do floor division to find the quotient, and then floor division gives us the quotient, and then modulo division gives us the remainder. Okay. So what I'm going to do is q is equal to what? Balance, right? Divided by what? It's going to be balance divided by 100. And our remainder is going to be what? It's going to be balance percent 100. Okay. So this will give you some value. You can go ahead and add answer plus equal to the value of q. What is next? Next is after 100, it was 20, right? So I'm going to do the same thing again, and I'm going to reuse these variables. And now this time I'm going to do 20, and then I'm going to do 20 again. Now you can see something here. The value of balance we are not updating. So when you're doing the second time 20, it's again going to check from the original value of the balance, which is 125 in this case, but that's not what we're actually doing here. We're taking the value of the remainder and doing that. So there are two ways you can do this. Either you can go ahead and do a balance equal to r here, or you can simplify this further and just do balance equal to this value. Now I can just copy paste this again and then change the divisors, right, to all possible values. And again, I'll just add answer to the quotient. So this I'll do for 20, and then I'll do a couple more times, right? I'll do it for 10, right? And then I will do it for 5, I believe, right? So 5 is going to be here, and then finally I'll do it for 1. Okay. Now you might ask me a very simple question. You might ask me, well, if the code ends right here, is all of this redundant? Yes, it is. But again, we're going to be dividing 0 by some number. It's always going to give you 0. So it doesn't matter when you add that to the answer. Okay. So now we're just going to go ahead and print the answer out. You can see that all 3 test cases have passed. Let us go ahead and submit the solution as well, so that you know that it works. Right. This was problem. Oh my God, I forgot. It's 996A. And as you can see, the solution has been accepted. I hope the solution helped you. If you have any questions, obviously let me know in the comments. If you have any alternate approaches as well, let us know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Until then, bye.